In primetime news this evening, drought conditions worsening.
Investigations intensify into Wednesday's school bus fire.
And later, section of Southern Coastal Highway renamed after national hero Paul Bogle. Good evening and welcome to Primetime News. A very special welcome to our viewers on TVJ International in the Cayman Islands and online at onespotmedia.com. I'm Anthony Logue.
And I'm Janella Precious. Andrea Chisholm is here with a preview of what's to come in business news.
Thank you very much, Janella. Well, Statin has announced an increase in the price of manufacturing, and the government of Jamaica is trying to make it easier for small businesses to get government contracts. They call it 2.0. I'll have those and more in the Business Day.
Thank you so much, Andrea. And Jermaine Brown is here to tell us what's coming up in the big show. Jermaine.
Well, thank you, Anthony. Well, it's 4.0. 4 medals for Jamaica today at the Commonwealth Games, including 1 gold. We'll tell you who a bit later on.
Okay, so I can't top that. I can't top that. So we also have a sports commentary and weather in this newscast. But before the break, the feedback question.
And this evening we are asking what more can be done to ease drought conditions.
It is so hot. You can share comments online, facebook.com/television Jamaica, and post on X at TVJ News Center.
Please stay with us. Primetime News returns after this break.
News headlines brought to you by...
With as little as $20,000, you can start investing in real estate. JMMB Optimum Capital Real Estate Unit Trust.
Welcome back and thanks for staying with us.
And a special welcome once again to our viewers on TVJ International in the Cayman Islands and online at onespotmedia.com.
Up first this evening, not business as usual. That declaration from the Water Ministry as it warns that tighter water restrictions could affect Jamaicans in coming weeks.
Over 50 water systems have recorded big drops and over $80 million has already been allocated for water trucking.
And that figure could more than triple if the drought conditions currently affecting the island do not improve.
The ministry gave an update today at a press briefing. Romardo Lyons was there and now reports.
The land of wood and water, but the data today suggests it's the land of parched and dry, with even car washing deemed as wasteful. And things could get even more restrictive come August 10. If drought conditions do not improve by then, prohibitions will be implemented.
Specifically, irrigation and watering of gardens, lawns, grounds, and farms. Filling or supplying of pools and other things for domestic services. Washing of cars would be prohibited, watering and washing of roadways, and any purpose that would require unusual or non-essential use of water.
In a similar case in 2023, it was a prosecutable offense to either waste water or to use excessive amounts for non-essential purposes. But it's a move the government believes to be necessary based on the statistics.
The rainfall that would normally come at the end of August is not projected to be experienced.
As at June 2026, 10 of 13 parishes received rainfall amounts below what was recorded in 30 years, between 1991 and 2020. And the island's water systems tell the troubling tales according to the NWC.
The reality is there are a number of water supply systems that serve you that we are now concerned about.
73 systems show declines ranging from 20% to as much as 80% drops. 35 across Kingston, St. Andrew and St. Thomas. 5 across St. James and Trelawney. 4 in St. Catherine and Clarendon. 28 in the northeast of the island.
While there is some drying in the weather conditions for our western side, we're actually not yet seeing a significant decline with our sources. So St. James, Trelawney, perhaps primarily in South St. James and also South Trelawney is where there may be some decline at this point. But our sources have been holding up to a large extent.
So low water supply and high temperatures, a summer nightmare. Director of the Meteorological Service of Jamaica.
Western parts of the country, we are expecting higher than normal temperatures and the probability being over 50%. In the central part of the island, we could see about a 40% chance of it also being below normal. And for the east, it's not very definitive, or there is less certainty, but there is also a great chance that the eastern part of the island will also see below normal temperatures.
To make matters worse, for August, September, and October 2026, rainfall in most areas is predicted to be below normal.
It doesn't mean we will have no rainfall. It just means that the number of incidents of rainfall will be fewer. However, we could have a bout of rainfall that is intense, and so we could have very small areas that experience some maybe even flooding events in small areas as these systems develop and as they continue to affect us. But generally, we will experience dry conditions.
The government's purse, however, could continue to leak. In the past 2 weeks alone, $86 million was allocated for water trucking. The allocation could reach hundreds of millions.
As at August 10th, if the situation prolongs for 3 months, it is estimated that the cost of drought response will be in the range of $500 million. How that is to be allocated if the situation warrants it will be approximately $100 million of trucking monthly. That would be split evenly between the NWC, who would service critical infrastructure including hospitals, health centers, schools, police stations, etc. It would be split between members of parliament managing areas within their constituency that have particular elevation, so may have pressure issues or have other issues in terms of getting water supply to them, and would be supplemented by the parish councils working outside of the utility footprint.
Ramarda Lyons, TVJ News.
The government says no stone will be left unturned as it intensifies its probe into the school bus fire on Wednesday. Transport Minister Darrell Vaz said there has already been one incident of sabotage involving the rural school bus, and the latest fire is being treated seriously. He said the technology on the existing buses in the fleet will be used to assist with the investigation.
You will recall that there is a pending investigation which includes a reward by JUTC for information leading to the arrest of the perpetrator of the fire on the JUTC bus recently, which the cameras on the bus caught. So in relation to this latest incident, we are leaving no stone unturned, and we are not ruling out anything. And I can say that we are going to do a forensic investigation based on the fact that we have already had one incident of sabotage, and we are not ruling out anything in this particular case.
In the meantime, the Transport Minister said the government's phase 2 of the school bus program is already being finalized.
We are far advanced in negotiations with the Minister of Finance to be able to get the allocation to order those vehicles to arrive here for next year. That would be 100 school buses is what we're asking for, and depending on the allocation that we get based on the fiscal constraints as a result of Melissa, the final number will be determined. But the goal is to get 100 in the second phase.
A senior citizen in St. Anne says she no longer feels safe in her home after a neighbor's dog allegedly attacked one of her dogs for the third time. The latest incident has renewed calls for stronger enforcement of laws governing dangerous animals and for St. Anne to establish an animal pound.
Ali Amelie Watson left home in Cardiff Hall, Runaway Bay in St. Anne last Friday for what should have been a relaxing swim at a nearby beach. But that was cut short when she received a call from her tenant telling her to return home. She arrived to a scene no pet owner should ever have to witness. One of her dogs clinging to life after being viciously mauled by her neighbor's Rottweiler.
When my friend dropped me off, I then became a prisoner in my own house, and my tenant was locked in her apartment until the housekeeper had come and taken the dogs back over. Then we found our dog on the front lawn, completely slaughtered. And it's the third dog, actually.
The attack has left the senior citizen fearful, not only for her remaining dogs, but also for her well-being. She insists repeated complaints have yielded little change, leaving her to wonder what it will take before decisive action is taken.
We need to take some action before lives are taken, because if the dog is out on the street or roaming about my garden and I'm unaware and I come out, the dogs are aggressive. They have mauled my dogs. Our dog is in pieces, so they are aggressive dogs. They're not pet dogs. So some action needs to be taken by the police, the government, I'm not sure, but something needs to be done.
Under Jamaica's Dog Liability for Attacks Act, dog owners can face significant fines and other penalties where their animals attack or injure people. While the legislation primarily addresses attacks on humans, the latest incident has again raised questions about how dangerous animals are managed before tragedy strikes.
If owners leave their dogs unsecured, then they should be charged. They should bear the responsibility.
For former president of the Runaway Bay CDC, Camille Adijon, the issue extends far beyond the Cardiff Hall community and called for the local authorities to intervene.
We really need to look at a formal pound, whether that's managed, I don't know about the police, or some unit from the local authority.
Meanwhile, chairman for the St. Anne's Bay Municipal Corporation, Michael Belnavis, says plans are afoot to have the pound regulated.
Still to come this evening, a dispute leaves one man homeless and another on the run. And in business news, producer prices climbing. We'll be right back.
Before the first patty is baked, They are hands that grow what we need. For Jamaica, by Jamaicans. Through every season and challenge, they built with us. They believe. To every farmer, thank you.
Don't wait. Be prepared this hurricane season with the items you need from Quartz. Be ready for a leaky roof, power outage, and other unexpected events. Get the Pulsar Dual Fuel Generator for only $25.89 weekly. Plus, rechargeable flashlights with built-in solar panel for only $19.99 cash. Shop today with no cash on 6 to 48 months credit. Don't wait. Be prepared this hurricane season with Quartz, bringing value home. Offers end June 30th, 2026. Conditions apply.
KFC Summer Bucket.
Chicken.
Minister Dr. Andrew Holness spoke about the issue today at a function to name a section of the new highway in St. Thomas, the Paul Bogle Highway. More from Andrea Chisholm.
A major highway and other infrastructure projects. St. Thomas is losing the title as the Forgotten Parish.
The government is planning to build a port in St. Thomas, and it's not just a plan, we are well advanced in doing that. It will be an aggregate port, but it will also be for cruise shipping. We are well advanced with a plan to put a museum, yes, a museum in Morant Bay to properly document and house the artifacts.
Artifacts such as those linked to the 1865 Morant Bay Rebellion, which paved the way for an independent Jamaica. That rebellion was led by national hero Paul Bogle. To further honor his legacy, the section of the new highway from the Bull River Bridge to the Morant Bay Roundabout will be named the Paul Bogle Highway.
We have plans for other major developments in this area, including the creation of what is called an eco drive. And as you drive through, you see pictures of an unspoiled Jamaica, peaceful, rural, and rustic. There is great value in that. And so we're going to develop that route with proper streetscaping, trees, proper stops for public sanitation, proper stops for vendors, develop beaches along the way. People can just jump in their car or drive along, pull off the road safely with proper amenities and parking, and enjoy the beauty of their country.
The Prime Minister therefore had this appeal to residents.
I ask you to consider carefully what you put up alongside the road. Don't make it look chaka-chaka and ugly. Start to think about how you dispose of your garbage, your waste, your refuse. Don't just throw it on the road so it ends up on the verges.
Dr. Andrew Holness adds that more than 5,000 houses will be built in St. Thomas. Despite the progress, there's much more to be done.
We are still struggling to provide water to every household here in St. Thomas. We are still struggling to bring proper roads to every community here. We are still struggling to improve the quality of education for all the children here. We are still struggling with the quality of your health care. We are still struggling, but we never give up the fight. Like Paul Bogle, we keep the fight.
Andrea Chisholm, TVJ News.
Meanwhile, citizens will be able to track road repairs in some areas now that the Jamaica Road Register is operational.
The Jamaica Road Register, that will go live at 1 p.m. today, and that is jamaicaroadregister.gov.jm. And the roads in Kingston and in St. Catherine will be listed there. So you can go on that website and see the status of your road, which would be your road, when it is scheduled to be repaired, which program it is on. And it will be interactive. You will be able to upload information from your community about the road, so that gives us feedback.
And the development boom in St. Thomas has resulted in a sharp increase in the price of land. We have the details in this report.
From above and below, the changing face of St. Thomas is impossible to miss. Once labeled Jamaica's forgotten parish, it's now emerging as one of the country's most sought-after frontiers for investment and development. New roads, major infrastructure projects, and growing private investment are fueling renewed interest in owning a piece of the Eastern Parish. Winroy Williams is a realtor associate with Century 21 Heave-Ho Properties.
Land in St. Thomas probably about 3 to 5 years ago, a quarter acre in probably Albion Estate was probably about $3, $4, $5, $6 million. A similar quarter acre in that same area is probably now $10 million.
In fact, a quick scroll through the real estate website showed that prices for property, especially development land and residential, have skyrocketed. We saw listings from a high of $10 million like this 155-acre property overlooking Bowden Harbor. The description reads, "The terrain is suitable for villas, townhouses, or apartments with incredible sea views." Also of note, it says, with the South Coast Highway now completed, it takes about 1 hour from Norman Manley International Airport. On the lower end, most of the residential lots, priced at a little over $2 million Jamaican dollars, are all under offer or under contract. But $13 million can get you a 0.58-acre lot.
So when you have a situation where that which is being pursued, the product, the house, the land in this case, it now becomes more accessible because you have nearby infrastructure, you have resources, you have a commercial center. It means that it becomes more valuable and hence the price appreciates. And with that, somebody will want to be there because they have access to all of these things. So that is also what drives the demand for a particular property in a particular area.
But not everyone is celebrating the boom. As land value climbs, there are growing concerns that many lifelong residents in St. Thomas could find themselves priced out of the very communities they have long called home. This resident, Rosemary Dumais, is facing her own battle in a section of Albion where residents who've been occupying the premises illegally have been given notice to vacate the area.
I think whosoever mashing down the house, them whether government or private sector, they can try and give the people them the land, cut up the land and give them and let them pay a set money for the months.
And so the roads may have opened the door to new opportunities, but the next chapter of St. Thomas's transformation will be measured not only by the value of its land, but by whether its people share in the prosperity. A dispute between two men in the Top Hill district of Kitson Town, St. Catherine, has left one man homeless after his house was destroyed by fire. The homeowner alleges the blaze was deliberately set following an altercation. Yannick Williams has the details.
A pile of ashes and twisted zinc. That's all that remains of Robert Douglas' home in the Top Hill district of Kitson Town, St. Catherine. He says shortly after an altercation with a man who had been threatening him, he received the call that his house was set ablaze.
I heard a pounding, like somebody was trying to knock off some zinc off the house. So I said, what Robert doing over there? It sounds like him fixing something, but when we continue to hear the pounding, I said to my husband, say, no man, it don't sound like Robert. It sounds like somebody trying to knock off the zinc or destroy the house. So let me come and see what is happening. So when I reached a few chain to the house, I saw a little smoke. And then I heard somebody say, the house is on fire, the house is on fire.
The house was destroyed in the blaze along with all of his belongings.
By me go back and I ease myself, less than 10 minutes, me ear get a phone call from my house on fire. The guy who called me my next door neighbor, him come and pick me up in his car and bring me down. When I come down, I come see the police and I come see the fire truck here. Well, I lose $170,000 in the house and I lose 2 beds. When I recently buy one and lean up this one here, so with two mattress here, a bed frame here, so a basement and 2 mattress, and the original one now recently buy.
He's now left homeless. And in the aftermath of the fire, Mr. Douglas says 18 of 21 pigs that were kept on the property are now missing and have not been accounted for.
All of them, what was there, missing on the tree, I go there, go see presently there.
Residents say the incident has left them shocked and are calling for a thorough police investigation.
This community is not known of this type nature, behavior of any resident to burn down another resident home. And I will say to the person that the law stands to govern all of us as citizens. And if this act is really done by such, I am 100% sure the officers in the close by proximity is doing their work and working very hard to capture this person.
Police are now investigating the circumstances surrounding the fire. No arrests have been made as the suspect has fled the community. Investigators are urging anyone with information to contact the police. Yannick Williams, TVJ News.
And we take another break, but stay with us. More news when we return. Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. We're continuing the news. Another alert to parents to pay close attention to their children as an increasing number of youth are experimenting with drugs and using more creative ways of hiding it. As Krista Campbell reports, the matter is of particular concern to police in Manchester.
A direct, alarming, and in-your-face message targeting a young audience. The National Council on Drug Abuse, NCDA, in Manchester, getting a message across about the dangers of alcohol and substance abuse among an increasingly younger population. It's so bad, even the police are worried.
The children are vaping on a wide scale from as early as the primary school. It's a cause for concern. And I think the country, the legislators need to do something about it. We are losing our children to substance abuse.
Vaping is of particular concern.
The problem with vape is that it is legal. It is sold almost everywhere. Gas stations, mini-marts, supermarkets, and it is almost everywhere. It is conveniently placed for children and adults alike.
Check your children's bag, because the vape pens look like purses, they look like lipstick, they look like anything possibly you can think about. Please check your children's bag because we are suffering. The children are suffering right now from the use of vape pens.
Erlene Campbell-Mills is a harm reduction officer at the NCDA. She warns of the dangers of kids drinking a mixture of alcohol and an energy drink, which they call a special.
And rum and boom, the energy drink mixed with rum, you know what happened to the heart? Oh Lord, can't stop beat. And not everybody can manage it, but everybody try it. And somehow we don't survive after we try it. You may not see them drinking the special because what they do with it, they pour it into their drinks bottle. So they walk with it in their
firearm. Akiam also used to hide drugs used by youngsters. He explains that the situation has been a challenge for police and warns of the life-threatening impact on kids who take drugs with THC and nicotine like vape. THC and nicotine are chemical stimulants which are highly addictive and affect brain activity.
Children are going into criminality. Their attention span is not good. They are not learning in school. The aggression, the violence, and it is overflowing on our streets. So you have young people going out of school with not fully developed brains. So they are not learning, and then they have to survive. And criminality is an open door.
Krista Campbell, TVJ News.
Time now for responses to our feedback question, and we have been asking what more can be done to ease drought conditions. Our first comment comes from Andy, who says, I think the government needs to build some new dams and promote rainwater harvesting. We have another one from Debbie, who says, pray for rain. And you can keep those comments coming, facebook.com/Television Jamaica. Again, we're asking, we have another comment from Mark, who says more people have to start doing the rain dance and store water. Nothing wrong with the rain. And you can keep those comments coming, facebook.com/Television Jamaica, and post on X at TVJ News Center. Again, we're asking what more can be done to ease the drought conditions. Now, the business day and news from overseas are after the break, so please stay with us.